Hello, good morning or good afternoon, whatever it is there. This whole module is called Understanding Children's Behaviour. There are 4 sessions to this, and we're running it from Carriers of Hope at the moment for anybody who would like to know more about how to understand their child's behaviour. These are the sessions. We're going to start with session 1, and there's going to be all sorts of points to ponder. That's things to think about. And we're going to think about how the media affects people. You know, when you're trying to be parent of the year or you're trying to be very good parent, who tells us what very good parenting is? By session 2, we're going to look at types of behaviour and what's normal. And then we'll go through the patterns of behaviour, how they develop. Why is it that our children seem to be developing so much behaviour we're not that keen on? We don't like some of their behaviours. And we're going to learn how to break the pattern using rewards, consequences, and catching them being good. By session 4, we're going to think about the rules. What rules do we like? How do we make sure those rules are reinforced all the time? And sometimes it's about I do one thing and my partner does the other. So, of course, the child can get between us. On session 5, we're going to talk a lot about consistency, the idea about rules have to have consequences. And if we forget to give the consequence, the rules go by the by, and we're back at the beginning again. Session 6 is going to be all sorts of talking about case studies. So applying the knowledge that you've got throughout the sessions, throughout the course. And usually on session 6, we have the certificates awarded and a little bit of a look back about what's worked for us and what's good for us. Now, if you can do anything on this video in different languages, please let me know, because we do need to have lots of different languages being used. Okay, so if you're coming to a course that's actually in the shop, please sign the register. Make sure that I know you're in the shop and you're ready for the course. And that's obviously for fire regs and COVID regs. And I'm going to get us some things to nibble while we're doing the course. The very first part is to think about, how did you learn parenting? I mean, being a parent is one of the most difficult jobs in the world. Nobody teaches us how to do it. And then we've got to realise eventually there's no such thing as the perfect parent. We all make mistakes and we need to let ourselves be that parent. Everybody does it. In the activity, if we were to write out the job description of a parent, if we were to put on everything that you do, wow, could we pay you for that job? How much would it be worth? In the activities, we're also going to look at the idea that there's children and parents in the media are shown as the Bisto family, the family who always are polite at the table. There's nobody doing things you really don't like them doing. And actually, what we know as parents is there's no such thing as the perfect child. Our children will not live up to what we see on adverts and films. Our children all present problems throughout childhood. Nobody's child is any better than my child. They present a different problem, but they all present problems. There's a real danger of comparing your child to other children. Most problems that children present are really normal. You know, they're not going to bed, they're not using a potty, they're demanding their own way. It's really normal, that's usual. We're going to do a lot of ages and stages, what's okay for that age. But actually, we don't need to accept it. We go to the individual child and say, can we help make this behaviour more manageable? Oh, yeah, we also have coffee breaks in the sessions, which is good. And we write or shout out. You don't have to have English for this course because somebody else will help you translate. And we'll shout out a list of behaviours that annoy you about your children. Now, these are very individual. What used to annoy my husband was the child chewing, eating really loudly. Didn't bother me. What annoyed me is if they were not polite. So we've all got behaviours that we just do not like, or will not be okay with. And in the course, we learn to put the behaviour into different groups. So sometimes the behaviour will be because of childish irresponsibility. They knock the cup over at the table every time. They knock the cup over again. They knock the cup over again. That's just irresponsible. They don't think about where the cup is on the table. Then we've got other behaviour that's linked to their lack of development. Some children can't wait. Perhaps they're 2 years of age and they just keep going on and on and on. They cannot wait. And obviously older children might also have that. And the big one, the one that we're going to learn to understand, is when it's a challenge to authority. That's the one we need to step in on. We don't really need to step in on all the behaviours. I mean, that's nice to hear, isn't it? We use stickers, we use games, we use all sorts of group work, so we could make sure that everybody understands the 3 types of behaviour and they're not constantly telling their child off, which takes from the relationships. We're going to talk a lot about our children, and this is to sort out, is my child normal? If my child does it at this age, maybe your child does as well. Maybe it's very normal to get people at this age doing that sort of behaviour. It's a nice supportive group to talk through this sort of thing. And there is homework. I'll actually give you a workbook, and in it you can write in your own language, or you can write in English, or you could do both. We're going to make a notes of behaviours. We're going to do some homework about the behaviour that you see that you'd like to change, and the behaviour that you see and you think that's just lack of development, irresponsibility. So we're going to make sure that the only behaviour that we challenge will be when a child's really being difficult, and they don't need to be, they don't have to be. It's not their age group. And we're also going to keep an eye on the TV or the social media that portrays family life. And after this session, I bet you'll be watching it and thinking, that's not normal. That's not usual family life. And we'll know that's normal. To have family life that's difficult. Everybody in the group will agree with you. So hopefully you can come along. I'll have pens. I'll have some toys if you bring your babies. Okay, see you soon. Bye.